You ever had your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat?
Not lately.
Welcome to Ramble On with your host Brandon Meese.
And George Steersman.
Welcome to this week's edition of fun, excitement, and vulgarity.
And stupidity. I'd like to start off with something I've heard recently.
Don't put your penis in there?
I never hear that.
Oh, oh, the luck you must have.
Tide Pods are so January. That's right, because today's teenagers have come up with something something else utterly stupid to do. Snorting condoms.
No, we're not joking.
Oh my dick, what the fuck are they thinking? I mean, when we were kids, all we did was copy Jackass, which was bad enough. Among other stupid things.
But yeah, a challenge, just like the cinnamon challenge used to be, just like the ice bucket challenge and all the other challenges, now it is, let's see if you can snort an unfurled, unused condom into your sinus cavity, and then try to choke it out of your mouth and pull it out of your mouth.
Yeah, something like that. Oh God, that's probably what the next one's going to be, using a used condom like that.
Right, but can you imagine though if you get the non-lubricated one and gets stuck? I wonder how that spermicide tastes, everybody. Let me know.
Oh God, I hope they use spermicide or lubricant free. Okay, so this latest challenge involves snorting a condom up the nostril, inhaling, and finally pulling it from the throat out the mouth.
And somehow that's supposed to make you cool by pulling condoms out of your mouth? I mean, I thought that was something people who turned tricks did. Not, random teenagers.
Oh, and like other viral fads, this one's been around for years, but it's just now catching fire on social media, mostly via YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube tells us all the good things we should do in life.
I thought 4chan did as well.
No. 4chan. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Thank you, Obi-Wan. Or do you prefer Ben? Ben
Neither
Dover?
Neither one.
Moon River.
I'm not even sure if I'm even going to see the next Star Wars movie. I might see the Solo.
That is the next one.
That's a spinoff. That's an origin story.
That's the very next one that's coming out, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the continuity from The Last Jedi.
I just don't go to the movies lately because money.
It was a terrible movie. There was nothing good about it. I'll try and find one good thing to say.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was in it. And Carrie Fisher. The real Carrie Fisher this time, not like the last one. But now Carrie Fisher's dead.
You mean the last one?
The Rogue One.
She wasn't in that one, or they pulled the
magical motion capture and just put her voice to it.
At least it wasn't as bad as freaking Henry Carvill's mustache removal.
Oh gosh, from Justice League, yeah. I'm contractually obligated to keep this mustache.
For what? What movie was he doing?
I don't know. He's probably doing something else. He's like,
porn? It is a porn stash, or at least that's how it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as bad. Well, no, that was on purpose, the cable arm.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of cable, still can't wait to see the next Deadpool movie.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
My nips are so hard thinking about that.
Now, what you can't see underneath the table is I'm extremely hard right now. I'm harder than Chinese fucking algebra.
Ooh. Yeah. I gotta keep mine tucked in, otherwise I'll start lifting up the table.
Why don't you just start doing sets with it at the gym? Do some cock-ups.
No, because I don't want my cock getting more ripped than I am. And then it starts, being like, do you even lift, bro? I'm like, when the hell did you start talking?
Oh my God, that'd be horrible if your dick started talking to you.
Oh gosh. Billy Crystal had that happen once when he was young.
This seems like a Billy Crystal problem. That seems like a Jewish problem.
Well, he was actually part of stand-up comedy back in the 90s.
I remember. I know this shit.
He goes, I don't know the way to Janet's house. He hears a deep voice from his pants. I know the way. And then his fucking dick knocks on the door. Thunk, thunk. Let me in. Good stuff.
Just let your dick lead the way. It's the best way. Not really.
No, it usually leads to decisions you might regret later.
We don't... The show does not approve or condone sentient penises. Don't worry.
No, that's for the Japanese. Oh God.
You have a very big penis. We have a small penis.
Such small penises. So yeah, so this is a few days after Easter. It's the 5th of April. And hopefully that means in a few days I'll get a new computer. So that way I can do better podcasts. But probably not, because...
That will require like an office, since that's a desktop and we're doing this from a laptop right now.
Yeah. Well, this is also the only computer I have at the moment as well, is
Very
this
true.
laptop.
Although doing it in the bedroom would definitely be... maybe.
I see what you want to do.
I didn't even think
You
about
want to
that
get me
till
alone
now.
and vulnerable in a bedroom?
I can get you alone and vulnerable right here.
Oh,
You are alone and vulnerable in the kitchen with me, aren't you?
Hey, I've got coffee. Don't make me use it.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do with that coffee, Brandon? Would you like to see my candlestick? It's under the table.
That was magical. No, coffee enema. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I know it's a real thing.
Yeah. That's how you get awake as shit.
And cleared out for probably a couple weeks. I don't know how enemas work.
Enemas are never usually a good thing unless you have extreme blockage that has to be removed because you cannot do it yourself.
Or you do a lot of anal porn.
Yeah. Or if you you're like, I'm a great magician. Watch this Sharpie disappear. And then you can't get it back out. So then you gotta stick a bottle of water up your ass and just get it shut the fuck out. Because it's stuck around like a bad corner or something. Yeah.
Or you smuggle a lot of things in your ass.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that would be a big problem, especially if you're trying to smuggle like 13 coke-filled condoms up your ass, and one of them bursts while you're running from the police.
Oh, fuck. Like cocaine bursting in your fucking small intestine where it would be absorbed the most. My God, if you didn't die.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I think it would just numb you down there for a while, so you really wouldn't feel a thing.
Oh, you'd feel a lot. It actually happened to a guy, drug mule from Mexico.
Dude, you only really hear about the one. You never hear about the ones that successfully do it.
Nope. Because that way they would get caught. The most messed up drug smuggling I've ever heard of is using puppies. Do you remember the story from 2 years ago?
I don't remember this one, though.
They took 16 adorable puppies, sedated them, cut them open, stuffed 2 to 3 condoms full of coke in each one, and sewed them back up. So that way they could take them across the border.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah. TSA or whoever, Border Patrol, found out, rescued the puppies, and then they all got adopted. So, good story for the puppies, but still fucked up because they're literally being used to smuggle drugs and live animals.
Shit, good story for the person who found that one coke-filled condom who got one of the puppies.
Yeah.
Because they either went up their nose or they sold it.
Well, I mean, they promptly removed all the cocaine from their poor little bodies. But
I'm just saying, they could have missed one fucking condom. That's all I'm saying, man.
It is possible. But
And then, they went to go pick up a little bit of dog, puppy shit off the yard. It's like, what's this all about? And there's a condom filled with coke. It's like, party time.
Oh, God. Yeah. No party time here. You know what I love about this show is we don't technically go down a rabbit hole with conversations. No, we take that rabbit hole and we fuck it. We fuck it so hard. And we just move on to the next one. We don't even finish. We just keep going. We don't stick with one rabbit hole. I want all the holes.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
All the donut holes.
Those are tasty. We actually have some in the freezer, which is great because it keeps them fresh and it's a cold treat.
Yeah, but depending on the person, how you like to eat the donut holes.
Well, not anally, if that's what you're asking.
No, I meant some people like them soft.
Okay.
So either you throw a fucking handful of donut holes in the microwave, or you let them defrost a bit before consumption.
Yeah. Donut holes at the...
And, I don't mean tuberculosis.
Wow. Donut holes for a dozen is $1.39 at my local donut shop, which I figure is a good price. I mean, it's cheaper than just buying a regular single glazed donut for like 58 cents.
Yeah.
So you get a dozen of these little guys, and it's worth it. It's more worth it. And they're delicious. But yeah, I don't need any more donuts. I just need this coffee.
Is it cold or hot? Or warm?
It's a room temperature coffee now. It was from yesterday. I kept it in my thermos, and it's still good. Because you just don't waste coffee. Can't.
I don't.
That's right.
I just throw that bitch in the microwave for a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm. I don't own a microwave, so I can't do that. I'd have to literally boil it in a pot. I also don't have a dishwasher, so I have to do all my dishes by hand. Which I was doing dishes for an hour and 20 minutes this morning. Because I had 4 days of dishes to do that were in the sink.
Shit.
Because, only I can do the dishes. Because I'm the one who has enough skill, concentration, and
OCD.
Okay, fine. I'll do a touch of perfectionism, but fine. Fine. We'll just call it what it is. OCD.
I get it. I do the dishes too because I don't like the way other people do dishes.
That's right. They just lick it and stick it in there, and they're like, "It's done." No.
As a kid, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
That's cool. That's cool. You're like, it tastes so clean.
I lick all the ketchup off of there.
Right. I'm not a ketchup.
And then I dried it off with my shirt and put it right next to the sink.
Nice.
What? I was younger than your kid, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was younger than Belle, so.
Yep. So what is more scary to you? The actual procedure of a vasectomy? Or the
failed vasectomy?
You just brought this to an even scarier level that I did not want to think of. Because I actually there's a family friend who, I think he's around like 60 now, who had a vasectomy done in Mexico because it was cheaper. And he got an infection.
I wasn't talking about that. I was just saying a failed vasectomy, like you're not shooting blanks. They're still potent.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Violent femmes, everybody.
Do it all the time.
Okay, enough butchery of the song.
But yeah, imagine where the incision was. You now have inflammation and infection, so they're huge, they're red, and they're irritated. And it's going to take 2 weeks of antibiotics for it to go down for them to go back and fix the surgery correctly.
Yeah, guys, buy your drugs from Mexico. And I don't mean illegal ones, I just mean like pharmaceutical grade stuff. Don't have your surgeries down there. Have your surgeries in Canada.
Exactly, that's better. Yeah, just not in Mexico. I've heard too many personal horror stories, like LASIK eye surgery that's gone wrong in Mexico because it was only 5,000 instead of 25,000 like it is in America. But again, they didn't use clean tools, so she lost an eye.
Anyone we know?
No, it was an 8th grade science teacher I had. Nice lady. She even popped out her eye to show us. She had one of them glass ones.
Aye.
Yeah. She's like, I can't see depth, but I can see you. I'm like, kind of creepy, but thank you. Yeah.
I wonder if she's down to skull fuck.
And
not me. I meant other people. I'm happily in a relationship.
I've always thought about that, right?
Like Mary's old friend.
Yeah. I mean,
everyone thought that. I'm sure.
We have friends who could probably pull that off because they have small enough dicks. I know of 2.
Sean and Aaron.
I have no idea. I'm not going to say. It's just weird.
Doesn't matter. It's not like they're fucking listening to it. It's not like our listeners know who we're talking about.
Yeah, but then people are going to know how many dicks I've seen in my life.
Well, fuck, Louis C.K.'s, it's... You probably, on average, an average guy probably sees, like, a dick a year.
Well...
A straight guy, even. We're not even talking about gay guys.
Because, I mean, if you go to the gym and you have the guys who shower naked and don't close the curtain, they just walk the fuck around in there.
Right. Or, you attend all those orgies and you see all those hanging dicks and whatnot.
Very true.
There's your quota for your life right there.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if you're a physician, you see tons of dicks. If you're a urologist, your entire life is dicks.
Yeah. If you're a dentist, you see the occasional dick.
What? What kind of dentistry are you pulling off?
The one who rapes his patients.
Oh, right. And that's happened more than one occasion, I've heard.
Yep.
It's usually like these really big heavyset guys who have no personal life and no one loves them, so I'm gonna rape somebody while they're sleeping. But hey, you've got nice teeth now. It's a win-win.
God, I feel like I just took a load to the mouth, doctor. It's that's normal with this new type of Novocaine.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be clear? What's this white stuff? That's the Novocaine?
Oh, okay. I thought it was an injection.
Oh, it was.
It's an oral swab.
Yeah. Okay, that's terrible. I'm sorry. So none of that.
It's also high in protein.
It's not really that high.
Yes, we know. We both heard that love line with Dr. Drew on K-Rock.
Way back in the old days. No, I didn't hear it on K-Rock. I watched it on MTV when they actually did a physical episode.
Oh, well, I heard it. Well, okay, we're talking about a radio show out there for our millennial listeners.
Which, I'm still technically a millennial.
So am I.
Welcome to the world of technology. Yeah, stop fingering your head with a fake gun.
Sorry. Anywho.
Millenniums are cool. You want millennials? Would you like to know why millennials are... Fuck me with a fucking millennial
If you could
stick.
speak, you'd be dangerous. You know that?
Oh, shit, son. Okay. Millennials are cool because they didn't fuck over our economy like the baby boomers did. And the silent generation before them.
The greatest generation.
Why are they called the greatest generation?
Because they are.
Because they greatly fucked up everything for everybody? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just go with it, man.
Yeah.
We're stuck with being called millennials.
Millennials with Social Security that doesn't really work, government assistance that doesn't really work. Back then you could buy a house with only one job. Can't now. And they didn't even have to be skilled labor. You could be just like a guy working in the drive-thru. You could still afford a house. Where we're at right now, George, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house costs $368,000 in our city.
In this city?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. 10 years ago, this place, this 2-bedroom, 1-bath that we're living in, cost $30,000. So,
Economy.
yeah, just a ridiculously huge jump. That's why I can't afford anything. Can't even afford to buy a house, let alone barely even rent one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all right, so 1 second, we're going to take a quick break to listen to our awesome sponsor today.
Are you looking for the next, newest, coolest products from the internet? Then look no more for the most popular requested product from MeToo viewers. The ever-popular Smegma Pop. It is like a push pop but with an adult taste but with none of the calories of sugary stuff. It comes in 3 bold flavors: American, Japanese, and European. Buy the family pack and save 15%. Not for consumption of people under the age of 16. Warning: may cause leprosy and increased sweat.
And we're back.
So hopefully you can visit our sponsor sometime and find their lovely product wherever they are sold. So back to our talk about K-Rock and Loveline and drinking cum.
Yes, my dad and I, when we would work nights...
We drink tons of it.
Well, I'm sure my dad drinks lots of cum anyway, but no. Unfortunately, the only station we could get in the L.A., Orange County area that we wanted to listen to, or that had anything going, was K-Rock. Unfortunately, after 10 o'clock...
10 p.m.
10 p.m., sorry. After 10 p.m., 2,200 hours.
Oh yeah, military time.
Oh yeah, bring the butter, baby.
They would do Loveline for about an hour until they would start playing music again. So we'd have to listen to it because it's the only station we liked that we could get to come in. I'm sure there was others, but that was one of the ones that we liked and we knew about. Anywho, this guy calls in. From the sound of it, he was like an athlete.
He was.
And he was asking that if because he had heard that there was protein in cum, and to bulk it. Well, it sounded like he was
a runner.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was a dumb jock, dumber than that jock.
He was a dumb jock, but he was a runner.
Right.
He was in high school.
Okay. Anywho, he called in, and after that, it's like, yeah, there's not enough for human consumption. And then Dr. Drew, one of the other hosts, says, "You're not eating it, are you?" And he goes, and then click. He hangs up.
Well, actually, we might have heard two different versions. The one I heard from the TV version on TV,
yeah,
was that the caller called in. He's like, "Hey, I'm an athlete, I'm a runner in high school, and I heard that there's a lot of protein in semen. So, is it true? Because I drink my own, so that way it's more sanitary." And he goes, "I'm sorry to tell you, there really isn't enough protein to make it worth it in semen. There is some, but it's not enough to make any difference in any performance standard." And then you hear click.
Yeah, we did hear two different ones because the guy didn't actually say he drank it.
Ah, okay. It could easily be two different people because that's a big misconception. There is some, just not a shite ton of it.
Well, he'd probably have to suck off every guy on his track team then.
I know. Or jerk them off into like a giant cum bucket and just guzzle it when he gets home.
Maybe boil it first, have it over some pasta.
No need to boil it. It's already, warm or room temperature.
No, I meant to sterilize it.
Oh. Well, that's if he wants to.
No, you're talking about if he wants to collect it, or he could just pretend to experiment with his buddies and then just give them head and then, I don't know.
He was like, "Look, I'm doing you a favor, you're doing me a favor. As long as we make eye contact, this is perfectly fine, okay, James?"
Listen, Billy, you're going to hear some things, but it's not true. You're the first guy I tried this with. Teddy, listen, you are the first guy I tried this with. Scotty, you are the first guy I tried this with. He probably went down the fucking line. Who knows?
Tommy, just so you know, my mouth is already tired. I have to use 2 hands. Yeah, I mean, when you suck off 6 guys in a row and you're like, you're the first one, and then you're like, oh, my jaw is killing me. Let's just get this over with a handy. Okay.
And then you meet the one guy who probably was in the closet and he wants to drill you in the ass, instead of the blowjob. So,
but that doesn't count.
It might, because
there is one way you can get away with it. He'd be like, "Hey, look, you know how you absorb things faster through your intestinal membranes, like getting drunk or what's some other things?"
Yeah, I just thought about this too. Yeah, coffee enema.
Yeah, if I jizz in your ass, you'll absorb it that much faster, and you'll be that much stronger when it comes time for the next track meet.
And he thinks about it. It's like, yeah, let's try it.
That's a valid argument. It seems a little gay. Remember, as long as we don't make eye contact. And our balls don't touch, so...
You took the words right out of my mouth.
At least I take the dick out of your mouth.
Only from our corporate overlords.
That's right. Corporate overlords, thank you.
Brought to you by Coke. Have a bump.
That's right. Fun for all ages. Literally, back then, it was fun for all ages.
It used to actually be in Coca-Cola.
It was actually given to infants to calm them from being all crazy and angry.
I think it was also for asthma attacks as well.
Mm-hmm. But it only made them worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be cocaine drops for children to ease colic and crying and bloatedness. You'd be surprised of all the old school ads you'd find about heroin and cocaine being used in medical stuff in over-the-counter medicine. Yeah, in the 1910s, 20s, 30s.
Up until the 1920s or 30s, I'd probably say, and a lot more before that.
Yeah.
Hey, you used to be able to get a Tommy gun out of the Sears catalog?
What? That's cool. Oh yeah, because back then there weren't things as background checks. You just, hey, you want to buy a gun? Sure, here you go. Okay, thanks.
6 to 8 weeks later.
Yep.
All right, now I can take care of those deer
Mm-hmm.
and those greasy Italians.
You leave me out of this.
You're not greasy. We're greasy.
No, but I'm a spicy Italian sausage.
Yep, you are.
I do
Who's the
have.
spicy Italian sausage? Who's the spicy Italian sausage? You are.
I'll put
you
my
are.
spicy Italian sausage in your mouth if you don't shush.
I love
Ugh.
you too, Brandon.
Good. But yeah, I said I'm so Italian. I even have the almost unibrow, and I don't pluck it or shave it. I'm proud of my
Italian.
heritage.
Your Italian heritage.
Italian. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Too
that's
much.
true.
Not enough.
No. I see what you did there.
I said the thing that I say.
So yeah. So rabbit holing is not what we do. We just fuck holes. We find a rabbit hole and we fuck it. We move on to the next one. We don't even continue. We don't finish. We just keep going to the next one. We must fuck all the holes.
Indeed.
Metaphorically speaking. But sometimes literally.
It just depends.
Yeah. So, what do you think about, since we're no longer having the Tide Pod Challenge, we're doing the Condom Challenge, do you think there is legal repercussions for people who are under 18 doing it on YouTube videos? Because one, they would probably be demonetized.
Oh, let's not get into that shit. Otherwise, there's going to be another fucking shooting.
Oh gosh, yeah, that shooting at the YouTube studios.
Yeah.
That one lady who had her videos demonetized. Probably not even saying it right. Well, they take away the money they can make from ads out of their videos. So she was pissed and she started shooting people. She wounded 10 and I think killed 2.
Jesus, and then took her own life, right?
Probably, yeah. It's very sad, but yeah. But, I mean, a lot of people are having their videos on YouTube demonetized. Demonetized, thank you, because of the new rules and other stuff.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah, and sometimes there's also a lot of, unnecessary flagging, because it's probably done a lot by like robots or stuff. I don't know how their algorithms work at YouTube. I'm not an analyst there, nor am I a programmer. But yeah, a lot of people are having like videos they've had up for like 7-8 years being taken down and demonetized, monetized. So that's depressing. But anyways, yeah.
That does suck, because that would explain all those videos that say that were deleted in my favorites history.
Yeah. My other question to you is there an age limit to buy condoms?
I'm not sure. I wasn't buying condoms before 18, unfortunately.
Oh. Don't ask me what age.
It's a sad number.
It's way earlier than yours.
Oh.
So, that's the thing though, it's like,
Well, remember, kids can also give them for free.
yeah,
I think they even give them away at schools. Nurse's office, high school, stuff like that.
I've never heard of that. Then again, I've never tried. I always bought them like a regular adult. I'm like, I want the free stuff. I want the good stuff I can choose. This one's got, colors. This one vibrates. This one sings songs.
Come all ye faithful.
That's right. That's fucking right.
It would have been weird
and then
if
the
I
other
got...
favorite, When I Come Around. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been weird for me to get condoms from our high school nurse, considering she knew my mother.
Yeah. That's... Now, see...
Actually, no, it wouldn't have been that bad because the woman never remembered me, so... Not my mother, the nurse.
I was going to say, you've got some family issues.
We do, but we don't discuss them now. Maybe later on.
Yeah. We can talk about my family issues. I'm the issue.
I know I'm the issue.
Because, I'm known as the black sheep in my family because I question everything, especially the stupid stuff. And it kind of got me in a lot of trouble. Everyone's like, we don't want to hang out with this guy, and, whatever. And you tore up the family and all this stuff. I'm like, no, I didn't. I just questioned stupidity where it was. And then why does this person make all the decisions in the family when, there's just one person? It should be a consensus of the entire family, but no, this person seems to be a dictator. But, hey, and that's why we have, separate holidays now, because I broke everything.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But
It's good to question things.
yeah, I mean it is.
Fuck
And-
all authority.
And the funny part is when I started talking to all the uncles and grandfathers and nephews and stuff, everyone's like, we don't like doing this stuff either. And I'm like, well, why do you guys sit there and do it and just take it? Because we don't want to cause problems or issues, and we'll get yelled at. Stand up for yourselves. Be men once more. Fight for yourselves. Nobody did. So I spoke up out against the tyranny, and I was shunned for it afterwards. So yeah, that's where we are today. I love just an ambiguous story, but it's true. It's true. Oh, so what do you think about the new Jurassic Park movie coming out?
I would like to see it myself, but money.
Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Or without kids. Because kids are awesome, but they do take up a large portion of money to take care of and have fun with. Just a fact of life.
Yeah, and since I got my car, I got other things to think about too. Any money I get put away to take care of maintenance for it. And actually, I'm trying to get a new job right now. The independent contractor thing with that reprographics place isn't working out anymore.
Right.
Because it's only when they need me, and I didn't even know they need me last week because the internet took a crap on us, and then by the time I got it, Rose and I got it back on 4 or 5 hours later, and it's like my iPad blew up with fucking messages.
Mm-hmm. Now, I still say that you should become a security guard. It's the easiest job you'll ever have. You observe, you report. You don't fight people, you don't try to take people down, you just watch, let things happen, and report it. You can take a picture or a video, but that's all you do.
I get it, but I don't mind being a custodian. I have a good work ethic from my parents.
Oh, indeed. Custodians make more money, have more benefits and everything.
Yes. And if I work the hours I want to work, it would be from 2 to 10. So we would only have, either we'd have to do it earlier, our podcast before that, so you'd have to wake up earlier, or we do it on the weekends.
But why 2 to 10? Now, why not take a morning shift?
So I don't have to deal with kids.
You'd have to deal with kids either way. Kids don't leave school at 2. And
I know, it's the last part of the day, though.
There's also after-school programs.
I know, but so kids are actually in the after-school programs aren't assholes. Like,
That hasn't... Just being smarter or having an after-school program does
more
not...
respect for people, at least.
What about detention?
I don't think Temescal does that anymore.
Detention?
They can't... Well, they haven't done what we used to... Well, in high school, you had OCS, on and off-campus suspensions, and for the on-campus one, or they changed it to BIC when within the 10 years that we went to high school and middle school, let's say.
What's that acronym for BIC?
I never learned it. I just remember people saying, "Oh, I gotta go to BIC after school."
Yeah. I mean, personally, I wouldn't really want to be a janitor for a high school. I would be it for like a middle school or an elementary school or a charter school.
Well,
because high schoolers have, a nice way of putting it is...
They're assholes. We know. We saw the same shit.
I was going to say their etiquette is not what they should be. What it should be. But yeah, sure.
I agree 100%. But, there's always open... Well, start off as a sub. You go where they tell you to go. And then
you become the Dom?
And then when a permanent position opens, bam.
You stick it in there and you just keep going.
Yes, Brandon.
Yeah.
Anywho, no, just to be a substitute for now and then get a permanent position. And bam.
Do you like top or bottom?
Both.
Cool. I like being the bottom. It's more fun. It's like you do all the work. I'm just going to sit here and watch. It's a good view. Right?
Doesn't seem like, she wants to do all the work, though.
Yeah. So yeah, Black Panther movies, good movie. I liked it. And you said the next Jurassic Park movie should be good.
I've heard some things like supposedly might be a megalodon in there too.
Yeah. Was
And a
it
submarine
Liam
sequence.
Neeson's cock gonna make an appearance? Liam Neeson?
That's what the megalodon is.
That's right. Supposedly he has the Hollywood's biggest cock. It's amazing. So is what's her name? Not Chris Pratt. He's the main character, but the chick with the red hair. Isn't that Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, that's not Gwyneth Paltrow.
I only know so many redheads.
I'm Googling it. I'm sorry, I'm IMDbing it.
Yeah, there is a slight difference. Although I'm not sure who owns who. I'm pretty sure Google owns everything.
They own a lot.
And you know that ABC company owns Google? It's like a just giant master company that owns like 90% of everything. Scary.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
We have to save the dinosaurs.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Never heard of that person, but okay, I'm pretty sure she will do a good job.
Well, she's been in Jurassic World, of course, The Help, Gold, Black Mirror,
The TV series.
Pete's Dragon.
Okay, alright. Oh, speaking of good TV. They ruined
What was ruined, Brendan?
Reboot. The animated CGI series. Reboot back in like the 90s and the early 2000s was a great CGI show with Bob Dot, Enzo, Hexadecimal, Megabyte, all that crap.
Yeah.
Well, 20 years later, they finally did a sequel to it called Reboot the Guardian Code. So it's half live action, half CGI, written terribly by a 5th grader. But that's just my personal opinion. You only see one original character for the first 8 episodes of the show.
Who's the bad guy?
Megabyte.
Who was a virus.
Yeah. And he's the bad guy for this entire time. And I mean, they have really bad one-liners. I mean, it's rated Y7 like the original show, but the original show had good writing, good references, stuff made sense. This is just one plot hole after the next in this new one. And you only see the rest of the original characters in the very last episode. Like the last 5 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet. I'm debating about watching it. And, God, I just lost my train of thought. And this was the beginning when CGI cartoons first came out.
Correct. It was expensive to make it in the 90s, but it was done very well. Now, I wish they would have continued it after the second season and not just ended on a cliffhanger.
That's what they do.
But that's what happens when you lose funding, yeah. They're like, this crap is expensive to make. We're not doing it anymore. They're like, no, please, we love this show. Don't make us end it. And they're like, too bad. So I'm hoping that if they do pick it up for a second season, the Guardian Code reboot, that they do a way better job.
Like, continue it in CGI in...
It'll still be half live action, but they wanted to expand it to where it's no longer just about AI sitting in a computer. Now it's about humans and coding.
The users.
Yeah.
That's what they were called. They were called users.
Yes. They want to be more about the users and less about the AI this time. So it was... Kids might enjoy it, but I just was disillusioned with it. I was hoping for more. Like, when they redid Voltron, this Voltron is so good. Oh, it's amazing.
It's good for American?
Oh, it's extremely good for American. I would almost say it even surpasses the original. And that's saying something because Voltron is one of my 5 favorite things to watch of all time. Because, cool stuff. Voltron. Go Lion. Yeah, I mean, Netflix is coming up with a lot of good original shows. They're adapting a lot of anime, and they're trying to make a lot of their own content. And apparently they bought Seth Rogen.
He seems like he's easy to buy.
Well, I mean, yeah, just drive up to the back of his, or drive up to the front of his house, back up with a giant dumpster truck full of weed, and be like, here's your payment. He'd be like,
whose dick do I gotta suck?
Exactly, yeah.
Because in Hollywood, it's all about sucking dick. Mm-hmm. And there we go back to the roots of our podcast, sucking dick and talking about gay thing.
Yeah, and Seth Rogen is the one who got Kevin Smith to start doing pot.
He's been smoking pot for years. He just started smoking better weed. Because what he said in one of his Q&As, like, he could have been smoking Jersey shit weed for so many years and wouldn't know the difference.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then he also realized he could smoke all the time to become creative. not just smoke just to be stupid, but his philosophy is anytime I smoke, I have to be creative. I have to work. If I'm going to be smoking, I can't stop working.
Didn't he also get high and watch that Wayne Gretzky documentary?
Probably. Like, he watches everything while he's high because he's always constantly high now.
No, because his wife told him, like, you shouldn't watch movies while you're high because he got too emotional.
He's always emotional, which is great. He shows his feelings. Because, he's cool.
More than a feeling.
More than a feeling.
Which one are your favorite Kevin Smith Q&A moments?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. He keeps doing new ones and I haven't heard them all.
I haven't heard the new ones either.
I just know they're pretty cool. I like his stuff because he acts like a real human being, which is pretty cool.
I think one of my favorite ones is the Prince one.
Yeah.
You can't find that one anymore, though, unless they edit the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's for time or something like that, or if, like, Prince's people got a hold of it. Even though Kevin, like, he forgot to sign the non-disclosure agreement when he went to Princeland, or whatever they called it.
Yeah, Princeland, yeah. Oh, wait, are we talking about how he made the documentary for Prince?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What happened is Prince just wanted a documentary made about himself by Kevin Smith, but he never wanted to show it to anybody. It was just for himself personally.
Yeah, just like these 60-plus albums or music videos that he did that nobody fucking saw.
Albums, you're right. There's over like 200 songs. Complete music videos, complete wardrobes, everything in a giant...
Sets the whole 9 yards, yeah.
In a giant vault, yeah.
Because, you never know when you're going to need entertainment in the new apocalypse.
Yeah. He wanted people to be able to hear his music even after he died.
And his family, I'm sure, will reap the benefits because I'm sure there's still die-hard Prince fans out there.
Oh, of course. And it's going to take a long time after Prince's death. It'll probably take another decade before they can go through and filter through all the hundreds of stuff in this vault.
Like, I think they finally got through Tupac stuff because he was recording all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because who knows, how many, like, an album a year after he died?
Yeah.
And it's been 20-plus years?
Almost, yeah. It's been ridiculous. But, I mean, that's cool to think about, to be able to leave your own legacy of stuff. Like, I don't care if it's good or not, I'm just making music because I enjoy it. And to me, that's a true artist,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I like making music. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm doing this for me. And that's how you know it's a good artist.
Kevin Smith, too. Like, he wanted to make movies with his friends.
Yeah.
And he did. He stuck to his guns. I mean, yeah, he did have to do the cop-out. The sellout. Cop-out to be a sellout.
Yeah.
But he did that. He had to do that in order to
get
make
the funding
for Red State.
Uh-huh.
And everything else since he's done.
And he's like, I'm never doing that again.
Apparently, he's in one of his podcasts, Sam brought this up to me, my brother Sam, about how Bruce Willis had contacted him about wanting to get together, just hang out.
And Bruce Willis was an absolute horror dick show, their entire movie shoot.
Yeah, and this is not just from Kevin Smith, it's from a lot of people in Hollywood.
A lot of people. They're like, this guy is insane, he is an asshole. I've seen the way he treats Kevin Smith and other people, it's nuts.
Like, when Kevin Smith worked with him on the set of Die Hard, that was one thing. But yeah, when he was directing him...
Completely different. I mean, called him all sorts of names. Why are you here? You're a piece of shit. And just...
Dump truck, lunchbox.
A lot of messed up stuff. I mean, had people in tears. People, not just Kevin, in tears.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, he was also still a young director at that time, and that he was like the most successful person I think he's ever directed. And prior to that, I'd have to say it was either Chris Rock or Alan Rickman. Before that,
yeah, but honestly, the most famous person he's ever directed,
Ben Affleck or Matt Damon.
No, I'm pretty sure there's one more person that everyone knows more than those.
Let's see, how far... let me guess. Well, how about this? How far back are we going?
Mallrats.
Stan Lee.
That's right. You win another podcast!
Yay! Yay!
Happy hands, yes.
I did the Kermit thing. Yay! Good night, everybody!
Yep. I wish I could do other voices like Kevin Smith or Ralph Garman. Or be like the real life Peter Griffin. Yeah, I wish I could do it.
Hey, Brandon. Diarrhea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, it was. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, my God. He's not the man of like Quagmire, Stewie,
Brian.
Peter, Brian. Brian's the closest to his real voice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't wait to see the second season of The Orville. It's everything Star Trek should have been.
Comical.
Realistic. You know, I mean, they act so militant in Star Trek all the time. There's like very little emotion showing. But the Orville, they're like, no, look, we're real people. We're real humans. Fuck this. This is some weird shit. Let's have fun with it.
Or, you know, the prime directive to fuck every alien that you come across.
Yes, that's a great prime directive.
That was Kirk's prime directive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Riker's.
Riker? Yeah.
Riker was a bit of a whore.
He was. You're right. You're right. And in the show Enterprise with Scott Bakula, I think it was the character Trip who probably got the most.
Alien tail.
Yeah.
Didn't he also get pregnant?
Yes, he did. And it included a third nipple. Yeah, third nipple. Yeah. I mean, we're not Mark Wahlberg, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's fun to have a third nipple.
A superfluous third nipple?
Yeah. But I won't mind the lactate. Not the other two, just the one.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, man. I mean, I don't judge.
That's right. That's right.
The fuck did I get bit by something?
I don't know. Has it been your wife?
No, this does not look like a human, or it could be I don't know what it is, that thing.
I think that's called ringworm.
Oh, wonderful.
No, I'm just messing with you. I have no idea what it is. It's the start of a condition.
My condition.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and a random PSA for everybody. Stop eating so much salt. You're going to give yourself literally a heart attack or a stroke or heart issues.
If you need some salt, just take a shot to the mouth.
That's right.
Suck a dick. Men, women, who cares?
Yeah. And stop buying so much canned food. How do you think that stuff is preserved? A shit ton of salt. Or ramen, which is like, 80% of your daily allowed sodium intake.
Fuck, and then you throw that spice pack in there?
Oh, gosh.
Or the seasoning pack, not spice.
Yeah, the seasoning pack. Well, some of them are spicy, it just depends. But yeah, seasoning packs. It's just because I've seen people who retain water to the point where their limbs split open. Not even kidding.
Shit.
I worked in a rehabilitation center for people, and I knew a lady where she retained water so bad her legs would split open. The flesh would start splitting open.
Fuck me.
Yeah. So keep away from too much salt, everybody. Salt makes you retain water, can cause health issues, and beside it being tasty, can kill you.
Everything that tastes good can kill you, though.
Not everything.
Pussy, true. Well, women can kill you.
Yeah, I was just gonna...
You put your head in between their legs and then they fucking crack your skull open while you're down there.
Or suffocate you.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say the one thing that tastes good that won't kill you would be like, I don't know, some kind of delicious tasting vegetable, like bacon. I know, it's not a real vegetable, but...
Bacon fact number 2. Bacon is healthier than crystal meth.
That's right. And leaves less holes in your teeth.
Mm.
Bacon. I like turkey bacon too, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. I like turkey stuff. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What else was going to go on today that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah. What do you call it? Prices for computer parts are starting to go down again. It was going up pretty bad, so I can probably afford to upgrade my computer eventually when I get it down the road. And Easter was pretty boring this time. There wasn't a whole lot going on for Easter.
It was uneventful for myself, too. I didn't have my daughter this last weekend.
Yeah.
And so Rose convinced me to go to church. Technically, it wasn't a church. It was a double thing. It was the for those hardcore Christians out there, you go to Good Friday service and they talk about the brutality that Jesus suffered, and it's interactive.
So they go to Good Friday, and afterwards they say that it wasn't that bad?
No, they make it sound pretty brutal, but I'm desensitized to violence, so when I saw The Passion of the Christ, it didn't really affect me that much.
Like, what's so good about this Friday? It sounds terrible. I don't know, was it kind of like an inside joke kind of thing, or what?
I don't know.
Why would they call it Good Friday if it all involves is death and sadness?
I don't get it. I was going to ask you that shit. I don't understand it. You know that. Anyway, then after that, Sunday service was better. And technically, I didn't burst into flames at the church because it wasn't at the church. It was at a bigger high school to accommodate all the parishioners.
I highly doubt you would go up in flames just because you have differences of opinion with a certain religion.
It's just a joke I like to tell. My dad was laughing about it when we talked about it over the weekend.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Do you think it'd be kind of fucked up if you go to get baptized and you go into the baptismal jacuzzi, because that's what it looks like, or at least the one I saw, and underneath the baptismal robe you have dry ice blocks on underneath, so once you're dunked under you start smoking? Do you think it'd be a little fucked up? Brandon has a shitting grin on his face right now after I said that.
Because I can just imagine crazy stuff.
And then, I could do a good devil voice.
Yeah.
It burns, it burns.
Well, I was thinking of would be even more entertaining. And this is messed up to say, but find a person who's good with prosthetic makeup.
Oh God, and have be red underneath.
No. So take those blood capsules, but or fake blood, and pour it into a tiny sack.
Yeah. And
have it paste onto your hand.
Oh God, stigmata.
Exactly. So when you hit the water, it dissolves. It's blood from your hands.
Oh God, that's awesome! I love you, Brandon.
And you start yelling, "What have you done? What have you done?"
It'd probably be a good time to learn tongues.
Oh gosh, or just fake it. Yeah. Tongues are an interesting thing. I'm still not familiar with the phenomenon. I've never seen it in person.
Ditto.
My wife has. She says it's interesting and that there's always usually somebody who can decode whatever these people around me speaking in the congregation as it's happening.
That sounds like a plant to me.
I have no idea, but I mean, it sounds interesting. But I would like to hear some cool prophecies happen from that, like, and in the second sun of the fourth summer of the day of reckoning, like a Pop-Tart will have the face of
the Lord and Savior.
Yeah, and he'll be giving you the Buddy Christ thumbs up, and that's when you know that when the fourth moon of Saturn comes by, there'll be another Pop-Tart, and this time it'll say, Hail Jeebus, or something weird.
Save me, Jeebus. Thank you, Simpsons.
Yep, Simpsons. But I mean, when's the last time we ever heard of a prophecy? Since the Mormon time, Because what was that guy's name? Joseph Smith?
Yeah, Joseph Smith, who read gold plates out of a fucking hat.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the angel gave him these gold plates or something. He's like, hey, look, this is the New Testament. And you can't drink coffee. So, sucks for you. No coffee.
And I get to have multiple wives.
Yeah, like the old days. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't sound too terrible, unless they're all,
It could have been an old Con Ed bill he found.
Could be. You know what the scariest thing about having a harem, though? Is because...
all the mother-in-laws.
Ooh, I didn't
Fuck
think about
me.
that. Oh, crap, man. Well, no, I was thinking about the scientifically proven thing about if you have multiple women in a single, living space, that their periods sync up, and that way they have them all at the same time, or at least very close together.
It's true.
Can you imagine having 7 wives all on their monthlies in the same week?
I'd leave the town.
I would find myself a fucking bunker to hide in.
Okay, you women stay here. I go into my underground bunker 100 feet under the ground, under the concrete. I see you in a week.
That wasn't it. Okay. I thought these were Mormon.
Sorry, I just did my best harem voice, and that's where my mind went.
Oh.
You got a fucking problem with that?
Well, mine usually doesn't go to like Arab princes or, like
Japanese anime.
Exactly. That's where mine goes.
Because it's okay there.
And they all want your dick. It's not like, I'm going to force you to marry me, and you're going to be married to me by arranged marriage, and I'm going to buy you from your parents. No, it's just, oh, senpai, your dick is so awesome. What, you were nice to me once? I want to suck that thing so hard.
Mm-hmm. If only.
Yeah. But no. I mean, I could deal with 2, right? 2 is good. I could deal with 2, but more than that, that's when it gets a little...
pushy.
Yeah. And then having to buy all those Christmas presents... And here's the hard thing. If you're buying them presents for Valentine's Day or Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Who do you give them to first? That's the
fuck.
That's how you can fuck yourself real bad.
In order. You do it in order.
What order? The order you met them in?
The order you married them in. Because the order you met them in could be different than the order you married them in.
Yeah. I was thinking the best way is just like lay them in a room that they're not there in, and then just back out of the room and go, okay, they're over in there, go get those. And make sure they're all the same value-ish. Because just having your own women fight amongst themselves, there's not going to be any angry sex going on. It's just going to be angry,
See, if you're going to have a harem or anything like that, or multiple wives, or there should at least be an orgy involved with them every other night, or maybe on the weekend, something like that. That's how my mind works. That's what I would want.
Yeah, I've actually thought about this though, and if you think about it, it's like, okay, if they are all semi-bi, that they can all, would they be doing each other while they're doing you too, or what would you think?
Just take a Viagra, take turns fucking them, and everyone gets fucked and fucks each other.
So they would still have to want to do each other, or at least fake it?
Yeah. And if you have a vasectomy, that works too, because no condom, just squirt, and then,
Well, I mean, if you had a vasectomy, yeah, but, I mean, do all these ladies want kids?
Some of them do, and probably others just want to fuck and have a good marriage. Who knows, Brandon? I mean, who?
This is the kind of shit we talk about. This is what interests me.
True.
I thought about
maybe
this.
you have it at first because you're in your 20s and you met wives 1 through 5 there, and then you meet 6 and 7 between there, and then you hit 30 and you get it reversed, and you either impregnate them all at once, or you do 1 a year, or maybe 2 a year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I figured at least 6 out of the 7 would want a kid. There's probably one who's like, nah, not really. I'm rather into my books, and I'd be cool with that. But,
let them have careers too.
Oh yeah, easily.
My God, imagine the income a family of 7 could have.
Yeah.
But the taxes would suck. Considering polygamy is illegal.
Actually, if it's polygamy, it's not an actual legal marriage, anyways. So what you would do is you would all file independently. And just get married to one of them to be like the...
like how the Mormons do it in the polygamous sects in Utah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I know some people and some things.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
We used to give him shit all the time because he was the only Mormon among us, and he drank fucking caffeine and alcohol.
Right. I also have a Mormon friend who, well, he's not as much Mormon as he used to be because he was disillusioned with it.
All by religion.
Because he's one of 8 kids. And, well, they don't live in Utah. They live in California.
And it's they came from a polygamous family?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's not just Utah. It's out here, too. They expand.
You figure, well, fuck. I mean, you want to move to one of the liberal states, but then again, California doesn't seem all that liberal to me. It's weird. It's liberal when it comes to gun laws, but not when it comes to weed and gay marriage and other things like that, It takes some time.
Yeah. I feel like, If you can handle your high, do what you want, but you still have to be an adult afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my. So have you seen the new thing they're doing for California ARs now?
AR-15, the gun?
Yes, AR-15s.
No.
I saw a clip on this on Facebook. You can keep your modifications, your grip, your mag release, but here's the thing. You put this magazine in that does not release. It's fixed inside. It's a simple operation. You just pop the receiver and you plug in like a screw, and it keeps it in there. And there's a slide, a trap door you open, and you feed your 10 rounds in there. Magazine is fixed. And if you go to another state, you just unscrew that, bam, put in any mag you want. So yeah, that's one of the things I saw that they're trying to pass for California.
Right. I still don't see the point of it, though. I mean, it's all ridiculous.
Well, if you don't have to modify your AR any further with the fucking mag, stick a pin in it to drop your mag, I think that's a step up right there at least. And then if you're going to shoot in another state, bam, just take that out when you get there and use your friend's mag pull, the fucking beta mags or whatever it is you want to shoot.
Yeah, just my personal opinion on guns is that if we had everybody adhere to the rules, we wouldn't need gun laws as severe as they're becoming. If you would put your guns into a locked place where your children cannot access them easily, and your children do not have access to them, then it wouldn't be an issue. Or if the people are like, oh no, it's all about criminals having guns.
Criminals will still get illegal fucking guns.
No matter what. Having gun laws is not going to stop criminals from getting guns or using them in gun-free zones. In fact, it's more enticing to have gun-free zones because this criminal or a person who thinks that they don't have to listen to any rules isn't going to. And they're going to know it's a free-for-all because there won't be anyone to stop them. That's why I don't hear about shootings in Texas that I know of. Because everyone's armed.
Or Arizona.
Yeah. If everyone carries a big stick, no one's going to want to have a stick fight.
That's just the best part. My dad, when we went to Arizona a couple weeks ago, everyone had guns. Yeah. When we went shooting, he gave me a gun to have on my hip. I had a Springfield XD 45. Mm-hmm. No extra mags though. That was a bit much.
Yeah. I think guns should be kept out of the hands of people who have abuse, issues, criminal records, psychological problems. I can understand.
People on probation after like a 10-year or whatever the sentence is period can get their guns back and buy guns again. But if like you go to counseling and therapy and you get all that done and it's been years since like a domestic dispute, I think you should get your guns back.
Yeah, you should be given a second chance. I think so. Just like I think we need better rehabilitation. I think we need any sort of rehabilitation for prisoners.
It sucks out there for prisoners because they want a second chance like everyone else, and not everyone's going to give them a fucking chance. Like my uncle in Missouri, his wife, they got married, and you can't. She's trying to get a job, but she can't, or at least that's what the story. I don't know.
No, yeah, because a lot of people discriminate. Because one of the first of the questions in a resume is, have you ever been convicted of a felony?
I don't know if she has or not.
And if you have that thing checked, or if you've ever been arrested, then people just go, nope, trash.
Yeah.
I don't want a felon working for me.
And unfortunately, a lot of things that people were doing out there for money, like criminal types, is home invasions and cooking meth.
Yeah.
And what the fuck else are you going to do in Missouri?
I don't know.
Neither do
I. Farm. Go hunting.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I told you about that, but my uncle, he literally died. And not like for 40 fucking minutes. He was dead.
Wow.
And my mom was just going down there to like say goodbye. And it's like, Curtis, if you can hear me, squeeze my hand. And he did, and the doctor said, oh, that's just a reaction. And then all of a sudden, a monitor was going off, and they called the nurse, and the doctors said something ridiculous, because my uncle had brain activity after a week of not. and he was back to normal.
So he's back from a coma.
He was dead for 40 fucking minutes, but apparently here's what saved him. He did some drugs, even though his doctor told him if he did, he would die. It was 7 degrees outside.
Wow. Okay.
So the cold must have helped.
Uh-huh.
Because he had a stroke 14 years ago, and he's come back since then. But he fucking died for 40 minutes.
So that causes severe brain damage.
But he's the same. That he's back to normal. But the cold is the only thing, because he voided his bowels dead. So
Cool.
that's some shit. Well, that was a joke. That was unintended. No, I just now remember what the doctor said. He said, "I'll be a son of a bitch."
Yeah.
That's what he told my mom, because they thought he was gonna die, but he came back. Yeah. It's like, no, this is normal, and like within a couple of days, he bounced back to normal to having a cup of coffee with my mom at the hospital.
Right.
And it's like, oh my god, this is the. I imagine he might be in a medical journal somewhere within the next year or so.
Possibly. I mean, it's an interesting story.
I wasn't sure if I told you about that. Why am I,
No. Cool story. And the interesting thing is that the human brain can reroute itself. If there's brain damage in a certain area, it can adapt and reroute synapses and other parts of your brain to take up the slack of what happened.
Yeah.
Because I have met people, George, with like softball or baseball portions of their brain missing from operations.
Yeah.
Or from accidents. I knew of 2 guys.
Removing tumors.
Yeah. One guy was a miner. Not a coal miner, but like a miner of like precious minerals, like platinum and stuff.
Right.
And there was a pressure incident with one of the power tools. The power tool exploded and got lodged in his skull.
Jesus.
Yeah. So they took it out and they had to take out parts of the brain that were I want to say like not dislocated, but like unusable because of shrapnel, metal shrapnel that like severed them from the rest of the brain. They didn't just like stick it back with glue, so they had to just take it out.
That's pretty insane, man.
Yeah. And I knew a lady who had brain tumor removed, but it moved fast, so they had to take out some of the section around it as well. And she was fine. The only downside is her short-term memory wasn't that good. But other than that, they seemed perfectly fine. But it's just weird to see some with a nice sunken part concave of their head, and you're like, "What's your story?" And they're like, "Well, crazy stuff, but hey, at least I can still live."
Yeah.
So the brain's pretty interesting. Rewriting stuff. I haven't seen those good people in like, it's been 10 years now. I hope they're still alive. But yep.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a good episode today, but I think it's time we do something else for now. So, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Ramble On. We hope to see you or hear from you eventually. My Twitter is KyneOfSoy, KyneOfSoy, if you want to talk or leave a comment. Thank you and have a good night.
Signing off.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.